our yoga flow and sound healing. And as always, we'll do our 45 minutes of yoga flow. Today's focus, we're gonna get a little extra like shoulder blades, traps and shoulders, and hips. So pretty much full body, but a little extra for just each of those particular areas. And then we'll do our 15-minute sound bath healing, which will take our intentions into. So of course, any poses that don't feel right for you, you can adjust as your body needs. And we'll start with our name and our intention, and I'll go first. My name is Nikki, and my intention is like fun and relax. I'm excited for the long weekend, and this is kind of like the last couple things that I'm doing is tonight and tomorrow morning. So just fun and relax and get my body in the mood of vacation.
My name is Sarah, and kind of similar, I was just gonna say joy. Just focusing on the joys in life, and like the rest of the week, got some exciting experiences.
Perfect. Joy. Sounds great.
My name is Kyle, and just being free and clear.
Yeah.
Free, clear.
Cozy hanging out. Yeah.
I love it. Normally we're like focused, laser. It's
know.
like free. Joy.
Just let go.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, we'll start flat on our back with our usual little beginning routine here. And we'll even just get started with one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. Taking a big inhale up to the top. Fill yourself with that joy. And exhale, let go of any stress. Inhale that freedom. And exhale of any restrictions. And inhale that fun and that play. And let go of any responsibilities or pressure. And hands flat on the floor, beginning with our gentle windshield wipers, just waking up the body, knowing that our rest and our play and our fun is just as important as our productivity. So using this hour to treat yourself to a joyful activity for your body and your mind. We'll get last one here. Right leg comes straight up to the ceiling. We'll get our single leg hamstring kicks on the right side, really actively pulling that shin towards the forehead. And then last one. Then taking our right leg, opening it to the side, and then pulling across the body, stretching out that IT band, that hip. Trying to keep both sides of your lower back pressed into the floor, abs are engaged. Last one here. And now bending your right knee. Exhale, pull your right knee towards your chest, right to the center. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, relax. Exhale, pull your right knee to your right armpit, a little bit of an opening stretch. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and then relax. And then right knee to left armpit, cross the body, a little bit of a pinch through the front of that hip. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now taking the right leg across the left thigh, keeping your left foot on the floor for now. Just press that right knee away. Supine figure 4, but a little bit gentler variation here. Just pressing that leg away for one more breath. And lifting the right foot off, or left foot off the floor. Extend the left leg straight, supine pigeon pose, and then start to saw that right leg side to side, pulling it towards the wall and then knee towards the wall. So horizontally pulling that leg across, getting into that right glute into that IT band, lossing that joint here. And then last one, pull the right leg all the way across the body, supine twist. We're gonna get 2 arm circles, starting with reaching your right arm down towards your hip. Inhale to the front of your body. And then exhale, open the shoulder twist. Inhale to the front of your body, sweeping the arm up. And exhale, open the shoulder twist. Reverse directions, 2 circles the other way, reaching the right arm behind you, and then forwards in front of the body. 1 more circle, sweeping the arm behind you. And inhale to the center, coming back to the top. And we're gonna get 1 more here. We're gonna sit up and tuck your right foot behind our half saddle, and then slide all the way down. We're gonna get into a 1-minute hold, so adding this into the beginning of our practice today. Option to be on the elbows if you need to. Elbows or hands, otherwise all the way down, whatever angle feels best for your body. And holding here for 30 more seconds, stretching out that quad and hip flexor. Really opening up the hips to start today. Taking big belly breaths into that lower right side. Taking 1 more breath here. Gently sitting up to the top, swinging the leg through, and lowering your way back down to repeat that on the left side. So flat on the back, left leg comes up, single leg hamstring kicks, kicking the leg up and down. Keep that lower back pressed into the floor, abs are engaged. Last one to the top, and then open the leg across to the side, and then pulling across the body. Again, keeping both sides of the lower back pressed into the floor here. Abdominals are drawn in. Last one across. Now taking your left leg, bend your left knee. Exhale, pull your left knee to your chest. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale and relax. Exhale, pull your left knee to your left armpit. A little bit of an opening stretch here. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale and relax. And last one, left knee to right armpit. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale and relax. Left ankle crosses the right thigh, keeping your right foot flat today. Press your left hip away and really try to lengthen through your spine here, keeping your hips as square as possible. Just a gentle hip stretch, opening up those hips from the day. Taking 1 more breath in this figure 4. Pull your left leg towards you in a figure 4, and then extend the right leg straight, supine pigeon. And then horizontally saw that left leg across the body, pulling the knee to the wall, and then the foot to the wall. And you'll feel a deep stretch through that left glute and that left IT band. Trying to pull that foot across to get that extra stretch through the sides of those hips here. We'll get last one, and then supine twist all the way to the left side. Dropping that knee to the floor. 2 arm circles here, starting with sweeping your left arm down towards your hip. Inhale to the top of your body, arm comes up to the ear. Exhale, open the chest, open the shoulder, pulling that knee to the floor. 1 more circle here, big reach up. Open that chest to the side, pulling that knee to the ground. And reverse directions, 2 circles, reaching the left arm behind the body, tracing the fingers against the floor. Inhale to the front, and then exhale, 1 more circle, big sweep of that arm, all the way up and around. Last one there. Coming back to the center, sitting up onto your hands and pulling that left leg behind you. Option to stay tall, option to come to the elbows, or option to come all the way down for a 1-minute hold. Really breathing into that quad. Trying to feel this stretch through the front of the quad, the hip flexor, a little bit into that lower back. And just starting with a deep stretch here to really get into those hip flexors. Letting your body surrender to the ground for just under 30 more seconds. Taking 1 last breath here on this left side. And gently rolling our way up to a seated position. This time both legs straight in front. Inhale to reach up. And then exhale, forward fold to kind of get an opposite stretch on that lower back. Now we're rounding. And about a 1-minute hold here as well. Really softening into those shins. Letting your forehead rest heavy. And perhaps even pulling up on those toes for a little extra stretch through the calves if you would like. Maybe giving the bottoms of your feet a squeeze as you make your way up and down the bottoms of those feet. About 20 more seconds here in this forward fold. And then coming up to the top, now bringing both legs behind in our double saddle. Again, we have the option to be high up on the hands, option 2 down on the elbows, option 3 all the way flat on our back for our last minute hold of this deep hip opener. You'll notice we're doing kind of some forward folds and then backward folds. Really meant to open up the hips and the spine and the low back here. And just allow yourself to surrender fully to the ground. Feeling the stretch through the quads, the hip flexors, and the low back if you are down low. Making sure we don't feel any pressure through those knees. Continue to send that belly to rise to the ceiling for 20 more seconds. making your way up to the top. And then sitting the hips back into a child's pose just to reset that lower back. 30-second reset here as you reach those arms long in front of you. Allowing that back to round. And then taking 2 more final seated positions, coming into our bound ankle or our butterfly. Elbows into the knees, tall chest, forward fold over those toes, pulling yourself towards the toes. Just a 30-second hold here as you drive those elbows into those knees. Try to reach the top of your head towards the front of the room. With every exhale, can you press those knees wider away? Taking one last breath here. And one final seated pose, sending your legs to the side in our seated straddle. Option to stay tall, option to come onto the elbows, or options to reach the hands long in front into a full pancake. Just a 30-second hold here, so really try to reach to the depths of the stretch right from the beginning. Breathing into those hips, breathing into your belly. Taking one last breath. And coming out of that seated straddle, swinging our legs around into our first cat-cow of the day, getting into our spine, hands underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. Starting with a big exhale, round up to the top, tug those hips underneath. And then exhale, drop the shoulders, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Exhale to round, continuing at your own pace for about 30 more seconds of this cat-cow, rounding as you exhale, and inhaling as you arch. Big breaths in either direction, letting go of any stress. Taking our last one here, and then inching your arms all the way forward into our puppy dog. 30-second hold, opening up the chest and the shoulders here, allowing that chest to drop towards the floor. With every exhale, trying to inch that chest 1 inch closer to the ground. Bringing the elbows underneath you, so staying in this low position, getting into our pelvis, 3 slow hip circles each direction, tracing your hips all the way around. 1 more circle here. And reverse directions, 3 circles the other way. Really rounding through that spine, tilting that tailbone up, tracing as big of a circle as you can. Last one there. And then right where you're at, reach your right arm underneath you, thread the needle, drop that right shoulder to the ground, An option to add a bind with the left arm reaching behind, so a little double shoulder stretch here. Holding for 30 seconds at the bottom. And gently switching to the other side. Sweeping the left arm underneath and through, dropping that left shoulder. And option to add that right arm as a bind behind your back. And then releasing from that side, coming back to the center, sitting back into our kneeling position. If this kneeling bothers your knees, you could also be cross-shinned. But with our eagle arms here, wrapping one arm underneath the other, 30-second hold, breathing into those shoulder blades, trying to keep your neck long, trying to get your palms as close together as you can. And the more that you send your breath to your upper back, the more you will feel that right shoulder, that right trap stretching out. And taking one more breath here. And gently switching to the other side, left arm reaches underneath the right arm. Now breathing into that left shoulder blade, you'll feel your left trap, left rear delt. And try to keep your neck long, shoulders pulled down to lengthen through that upper back. And finding whatever angle you feel the deepest stretch through the trap in that back of the shoulder. Releasing both hands, elbows stay straight, getting some shoulder rolls, shrugging up, back, down, and forwards, and it may feel a little bit crunchy. And again, you could also even come into a tall kneeling if that feels better for your knees. But big shoulder circles up and around. Try to keep the elbows straight, which helps keep it segmented in those shoulders. And then reversing directions, shoulder rolls back, up, forwards, and down. I'm making a fist with my hands and trying to get as full of emotion as I can. Last one there. And coming back into our cat-cow. One more round now that we've opened those shoulders a bit. Starting with a big exhale, round up to the top, pull your shoulder blades apart, tuck your chin, and feel that space through that upper back. And then inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades back, arch the back, lift the head and neck. And then continuing at your own pace, rounding up to the top, pull those shoulder blades apart. And then pulling the shoulder blades back as you inhale. We'll get last one here. And then two final ones in that low kneeling position for the shoulders. Starting with an exhale, reach your arms back, lift your chest like you're spreading your wings wide. And then inhale, wrap your left arm over your right arm, give yourself a big hug, tuck your chin down to your chest, and then side bend to the right, 3 T-spine circles, keeping that chin tucked nice and slow. How far can you side bend in each direction? Getting that movement through the spine, keeping that chin down. And getting one more circle here. And then coming up to the top, exhale, reach the arms back again. And then inhale, round right arm over the left. Make sure to inch your arms all the way back. Exhale, round forward. And now tilting to the left side, 3 circles direction. Trying to round through the front, keep that chin tucked. Side bend as far as you can here. Opening up that back and shoulder blades. One more circle here. Feeling that space that you are creating in your body. Last one. Coming into our tabletop and pressing immediately up into our first downward facing dog of the day. You're gonna get some shoulder shrugs while you're in this position. So in the downward dog, try to push your shoulders to cover your ears, and then sink your shoulder blades down your back to show your ears. So you should only be moving about 2 inches in each direction, pulling those shoulder blades back, and then actively press through the shoulders, cover the ears, getting some good movement through our scapula here. So showing as much space as you can with the ears to the biceps, and then covering the ears with the biceps. We'll get last one here. Jump or step to the top of your mat. Toes facing in, fingertips underneath the toes. Tuck your chin, spinal decompression, pulling up here for just 3, 2, 1. Gently release the fingertips, and then rounding up to the top, 1 vertebrae at a time. Arms are going to finish by our sides. Great job, going nice and slow. It's beautiful. Take your time. Pull those fingertips to the floor. And then with your right hand, grab your left temple. Exhale, gently pull that head to the side. With only like 5% effort, and reach those left fingertips towards the ground. Breathe into that neck, into that upper back. And inhale, switch sides. Again, very gentle with pulling on the neck. Pull the right fingertips towards the floor. Remember to breathe here. And gently release that side. Soft bend in the knees, tuck your hips, squeeze your glutes, chin down to your chest. Holding here for just about 10 seconds, soft bend in the knees. Maybe give the back of your neck a little squeeze, a little massage with your thumbs. Making your way down that muscle that runs down the back of your neck and into your traps. And then exhale, you're going to lock out your quads, arch your back, and keep your ribs down. Keeping your hips tucked, but pulling those shoulder blades back. And then gently relax from that one. Now soft bend in the knees, fingertips interlace. Inhale, round, tuck your hips, round your spine forward, pull your knuckles forward, breathe into that upper back. Side bend to the right side as you pull your left shoulder blade forward for 3, 2, 1. Come back to the center. And side bend to the left as you pull that right shoulder blade forward for 3, 2, 1. Back to the center. And release the hands, finishing up in a tall position. Last one standing, elbows to 90 degrees, one elbow down. Exhale, side bend, reach across the body. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale to the center. Exhale, side bend, other side, reach. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Back to center. One more each side. Exhale, side bend, blow out all the air. Reach that arm up to the here. Inhale back to center. And last one. Exhale, side bend, reach, hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale to center. And then rounding swan dive all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. Until we get down to our toes. You'll inch your hands into a high plank, inch your feet back, and then vinyasa to upward facing dog. And flip the toes, or sorry, not flip the toes, sit the hips back. Child's pose with our elbows variation. One last stretch for the shoulders. Reach the elbows forward and reach your hands behind your back. 30-second holds, just opening up those shoulder blades before we get into our hip sequence coming up next. Breathing into that chest with every exhale, maybe inch those elbows forward, half an inch. Let the armpits drop towards the floor. Gently coming out of that child's pose, coming back to our tabletop, and pressing up and back into another downward facing dog. This time pedaling out the heels. Now we'll focus on lower body for the rest of our practice today. One last pedal out of those heels. Reaching your right leg up to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Open that right hip, bend the right knee, 3 big circles here. Opening up that hip, drawing that circle backwards. Reverse directions, 3 hip circles the other way. Last one. 3-legged dog, step the right foot all the way through. Back leg stays straight for about 3 breaths here. Trying to let that back left hip drop slightly towards the floor. And then dropping the left knee towards the ground. Inhale to rise, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, reach the hands behind your back, drop into a low lunge with an additional stretch for the chest and shoulders, 30-second holds. Trying to let that left hip drop towards the ground as you lift your chest higher, reach your knuckles down that left hamstring, 10 seconds to hold. And place the hands inside of the foot, send the hip back. We have our forward fold, but you're going to keep your chest in the same spot and then windshield wiper that heel side to side. Just trying to open up that hip socket here. Exploring that range. Last one. Now bending the leg forward once again. We're gonna do half frog, half dragon, which is our fraggin. So almost like a low lunge, but a slight twist to the side. And we're gonna hold here for a full minute, really allowing that back hip flexor to press towards the ground. And this slight twist in the angle is an extra challenging pose. So support yourself however you need. I do recommend staying on the hands for this one. And full minute hold, opening up both hips here. "30 seconds to go." Almost there. Couple more breaths. Can you let yourself drop maybe a little bit closer to the ground? Bringing your hands back towards your body. Tuck your left toes and then swivel into a standing straddle. Flat back, interlace the hands behind you, and forward fold. 30-second hold here. Again, stretching the shoulders, hamstrings, and adductors. Reaching those knuckles towards the floor. Release those hands. Standing up with placing your hands on your thighs, toes turned off to the side. We're gonna get 2 spinal twists each way. Exhale, drop your left shoulder twist. Inhale to the center. Exhale, drop your right shoulder twist. Inhale to the center. One more each side. Exhale, drop the left shoulder. Inhale to center. Last one, drop the right shoulder. And then placing the hands back down, simply turn to the front. Step your right foot back, left foot back to your high plank. Vinyasa to upward facing dog. And flip the toes. Downward facing dog. We will repeat that for one final round on our left side. So here we go, beginning with sweeping that left leg up to the ceiling. Bend your left leg, open your left hip, tracing 3 big circles here. Just feeling that spaciousness, that joy, that freedom you've created in your body so far. Reversing directions, 3 big hip circles the other way. Last one here. 3-legged dog. Step the left foot all the way through. Back quad stays straight for just a moment, for just a couple breaths. And drop the right knee. Inhale to rise, reach the arms up. And exhale to sink down. Sit that hip forward, lift the chest. Surrender for the next 30 seconds, opening the shoulders and the hips here. Can you relax deeper into the stretch? One last breath here. Placing the hands down, sit the hip back into our half split, tall chest, flat back, and windshield wiper that heel side to side. Exploring that joint, just seeing that range that you have created. Last one. And our toughest pose of the day, our Fraggin pose, combination of a lizard and a frog. So dropping into a 1-minute hold here. So I'm at about a 45-degree angle between my hips, supported by my hands, and allowing both hips to drop towards the floor. Relax through your upper body. Our body is not used to being in these different positions, so supporting yourself as much as you need. Final 15 seconds here, surrendering into the stretch. Last breath, bring the hands closer to the body, pop up the back foot, and then swivel into that standing straddle. Interlace the hands behind your back and forward fold, reaching the knuckles behind you. Feel how good and open those shoulders feel, those hips are feeling. Release the hands, coming up into one of our final poses, into our standing sumo squat. 2 twists of the shoulders here. Exhale, drop the right shoulder twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder twist. Inhale to center. 1 more. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Last one. Exhale, twist. Coming back to the front of the mat, place the hands down, step the foot back, vinyasa to upward facing dog, and sit the hips back. One final child's pose just to decompress for the next 30 seconds or so. Feeling that joy and that freedom in your body. One last breath here. And whenever you feel ready and complete, you can gently flip over flat onto your back into your Shavasana, your final resting pose of the day. Palms up to receive. If you need any props or would like any, you can feel free to grab them now. Grab any water that you need as we transition to our sound bath healing. Continuing to breathe and stay in your body, feeling all of the spaciousness that you have created within yourself. And now, as we continue into our sound healing, all you need to do is be open to receiving. And our intention for our Reiki-infused sound bath healing is going to be joy, freedom, and play. And we will begin.